And this group is just a really resilient bunch. Regardless of the score on the scoreboard, regardless of the status of the match, they know that it's always 0-0 and the next point matters. And I thought that was on display a couple times, dropping the first set today, and also when Dauphin made that run in game 4 and started blocking everything and had some momentum. Our guys were unfazed by it. So it was special. It was a really, really special match and a special win for this group.
I thought in the first set you were a little sloppy there. What did you have to say to him after that first set?
Yeah, I did. I agree with you. I think our serving was bad. I thought our passing was a little bit erratic, which made us a little bit more predictable offensively. But it was just a matter of settling down. I didn't lose faith or confidence in them, and they didn't lose faith or confidence in themselves. And we were able to stabilize it going forward in sets 2, 3, and 4.
Did you do anything specific with changing blocking schemes or whatever? Because that was, they had 3 different kids that had at least 3 kills in the first set.
Right.
And after that, they did very good.
I would say 3 things. One, Titus LeMay stabilized our passing in 1 rotation. Jacob Miller had a really effective jump float against Jax Wilhite on the sideline. And Titus is a great ball control player, so he stepped in for 1 additional rotation that he doesn't play, and that took the effectiveness of that serve out. That was 1. 2, Will Hahn, he's our passing stabilizer. Whether we go 6-2 or 5-1 is a little bit dependent on our passing. And because we were shaky in game 1, Will was able to pass, which freed up some of our outside hitters. And then a third, they made a concerted effort to run middle more than they had previously. And our blockers got used to that. They started to take cutback, and Zach Berkovich was a pretty good matchup in their blocking. So I would say those 3 changes we made, and that shifted some things a bit.
This is the 4th one in a row. What's the feeling like, Coach?
Oh man, it is awesome. It is really, really great. And this group, those seated, those up here, they deserve to win on the last day of the season of their senior year. From the time this group up here started playing in 7th grade, they've lost 1 match. That's 7th grade, that's 8th grade, that's junior varsity, and that's varsity. They've lost 1 match, and that's pretty remarkable. And the match they lost was against a really good Seneca Valley opponent, and that was no fluke. They were a really good team, and no shame there. So that's pretty impressive. These guys deserve to win on the last day of the year.
Did you expect, knowing the players you had to replace this year, and basically, I don't like using the term rebuild, but that's what it was.
Right.
Did you expect to be here today?
We call it reloading. That's what we do. We don't rebuild, we reload. There are some guys out there who didn't touch the court
Last year.
today. These guys out here who didn't touch the court today, who are really good, you just didn't get to see it. The people in the stands didn't get to see it. But we see it every day in practice. They're going up against one another in practice and making one another better. So when their time comes, and sometimes you have to delay that gratification in our program, when that time comes, they're ready to go. So was I surprised? Not at all, because I knew how good Jack Birch was, even though he didn't get to play in last year's state final. I knew how good Jake Cook was, even though he didn't get on the court. So I think others might have been surprised because they didn't see these guys or know these guys like I do, but no shock here, no shock whatsoever.
Did anybody play in all 3 championship games? Because obviously we didn't have 2020.
We did not.
Nobody's.
I don't think Caleb Cole or Ryan played
Nobody?
that year. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Right. They were rostered. They were on the team, yes, but they didn't get onto the court. So yeah. So yes, they were on the team. Yeah, they were on the team.
but they
They didn't play in the
didn't
state
play,
championship
okay.
match today.
All right. Cole, what's it mean to you here? There was a question whether you were even gonna play in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just as special as all the other ones, but I think this one maybe a little bit more, because there was doubt that I was going to be able to play in this. So I think just making it back and being able to play my senior year was incredible. Nonetheless, won the state championship.
What's it like to be part of this program, and the pressure to keep winning?
Well, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Winning is a tradition at North Allegheny, and there is pressure to uphold it, but we're here to have fun. Pressure is a privilege, actually.
That goes out to Mr. Bizzuto back there.
So I think having the opportunity is incredible.
Caleb, give me your thoughts here on number 2 and what's it for? I mean, does this mean a little bit more to you because you're a senior?
I don't know. It's hard to compare all the state championships I've won. Getting here is never easy. We don't take getting here for granted, but when we're here, we like to win. And I mean, it's so hard to compare all the years, but yeah, this is super special, especially because it's my last year, and these guys are awesome. They're super good. So.
Did you like your role this year better? Being a little bit more involved than just being the setter.
Yeah, I think I did. I was super happy that Jake Cook got this chance to set, and I also love hitting, so it was a win-win for both of us.
Seemed like the middles made some nice contributions today. Jack, I mean, give me your thoughts here. You had a nice runner. I think 3 or 4 either blocks or kills right in a row.
Yeah, it was awesome. I've always, this is the first year I've started, and all of the years before, just watching, the kids above me playing this match, I've always wanted to. And I can say that the work that we all put in to get here is 100% worth it. That was the best game of my life. And I'll never forget it the day I die.
I'm going to tag on that one because you brought up the middles. We have great depth at middle. We have 5 middles. We have 4 who played pretty regularly, or some 3 played a lot of the match. Ben Hewitt got in today. All 4 of those guys make one another better, and it has nothing to do with what's on display in matches. It's everyday working in practice. Ben Hewitt might be the most explosive and offensive player that we have, and he challenges Zach and Varun and Jack, and there's nothing from our opponents that we don't see in practice every day, and it's so critical to our success. So I was glad that 4 of them touched the floor today because their competitiveness among one another and their support for one another is truly special.
What turned the game in game 2? You lost the first one, I think it was like 7-4 or something like that. You guys turned around and just rolled from that point. What was the difference?
Yeah, it's funny. Even at this high level, it comes back to passing and serving, it sounds almost silly to say, but we started to stabilize our passing, which allowed us to run our middles, to run outside if we chose to. And then Titus LeMay just started going back with his jump serve. And the more he served, the more confident he got, and the more unfortunate it was for Central Dauphin because he was just rolling. And then it became how hard can he hit it and how hard can he hit the next one. And you could just see his confidence build. So passing and serving, I think, flipped the match for us.
That was probably the one thing when you look back at serving today, it was probably one of the weak spots for your team as well. You had a lot of net serves today.
We did, yeah. And that's how's it going, Cole? It's part of the game. They have a great offense. If we serve risk-free easily, it's going to be down our throats. So you have to accept a little bit of risk, and with that risk comes some errors. I wish that we didn't miss as many, but that's the nature of it. If we're going to take a little bit of a risk, those errors are going to happen.
While on the subject of LeMay, I mean, talk to me about what you saw out there. I mean, yeah, I kind of 4 aces right there. So talk about capitalizing on their errors and on their weaknesses and the open gaps that you may have seen out there.
Yeah, I'll let Titus talk first. And then, Titus, what were you thinking, man?
Well, like Coach was saying earlier, it takes a couple of serves for me to get in the groove. But no matter if it's my first serve or 3rd or 4th, it's still a really good opportunity to be on the court, and I don't take any time that I'm on the court for granted. And so whether I miss the first serve or I go on a roll for a bunch of aces, you're ready to play defense right after the serve, and that's not the only reason why I'm on the court.
He was so important, and he gets the aces, but if he is putting their team out of what they want to hit, all of a sudden our defense becomes better because we're not getting as great of a swing from the other side. So it feeds off of everything. Serving tough, your defense gets better. All of a sudden, you're bouncing some balls offensively, and it's just, you felt it. It was just, these guys were just truly enjoying the experience, like a bunch of Sandlot kids. It was awesome, and I think that his serving kind of opened that up.
So what, you lose nine seniors, I think, right? Is that? Yeah. So what do you look for next year now?
I don't know. Let's come back again, fellas. What do you think? That sounds absurd. It also sounded a little bit absurd to a lot of people last year, and the year before, and a few years before that. It's truly an honor to coach at North Allegheny. One of the things as a player that you have to do is wait for your chance. And sometimes there's a lot of talent that gets hidden behind the curtain. And the curtain is, those guys who are getting their chance on the floor. So I know the guys in the room, I know the coaches in the room, and our expectations aren't going to change because we've had a really special group graduate, because we have some special kids coming up through.
How much did the Seneca loss play in that you being up here winning this title today?
Yeah, I think losses are underrated sometimes. These guys wouldn't know because they've only lost once in their careers. But a loss can really refocus everyone, the players and the coaches alike, to internalize the message that we're not good enough yet, that there are some things to work on. And sometimes when you're winning all the time, even those deficiencies get swept under the rug or don't get the attention they deserve. So losing to Seneca was a unique moment because I think the guys didn't want to feel it again, and they never did.
Ryan, give me your thoughts on that. What about the Seneca loss?
Definitely want to agree with Coach. It's like we've never really felt that much like big of a loss before, and definitely fueled us to be better and put more work in the gym, and then take it from there. And we haven't lost since.
Did it the fact that you had that long streak? I mean, that take a little of the pressure off, maybe.
Definitely, I think there was a lot of pressure going into that game, knowing that it was going to be a really great game and it could go either way. There's a lot of pressure for us, but after the loss, we would just go and like there was nothing else to lose. We just wanted the state championship.
So now, refresh my memory. Who's going to college to play? Where?
We have one guy who's going to college to play.
Okay.
Cole. He's going to St. Francis.
Two.
Steven's going to St. Vincent. Yeah. Steven's
Okay.
going to St. Vincent. Then we have some other guys who will be really good club players at their schools.
And you're what are you?
I'm playing club here at Penn State.
Just up, okay. All right. I think anybody else need anything? We'll just need some stats.
All right. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Again, thanks for
Gentlemen,
covering.
thank you so much. Appreciate all your help along the way here, putting up with